Sunday, the 24th of November, 1940, the Luftwaffe prepares for one of the biggest bombing raids so far in the war. Their mission is to destroy Bristol.
The first bombs were dropped around 1800, and the devastating raid went on for an astonishing 6 hours. Bristol had to endure 6 more bombing raids during the war. Almost 1,300 people had lost their lives, and 1,303 were seriously injured. The plan of the Germans was to destroy the port and the Bristol Aeroplane Company. But it was the city's medieval centre which was hit the worst. Bristolians were facing tough times as many of the city's water supplies and infrastructure were badly damaged. This water pump next to St. John's Church was for a while the only water source for about 120,000 citizens. Bristolians were living in constant fear of further attacks and were dealing with the fallout of a city laid in ruins. The last bombing of Bristol took place in 1944. Bristol was finally relieved of the German bombings. A year later, after the UK and the Allied forces had won the war, it was time for Bristol to rebuild its city. It was obvious a lot of the city would never look the same again. The city centre used to be right next to the Bristol River, where Castle Park is situated. Nothing remains of the old shops, and it looks like as nothing had ever happened there. Another one of Bristol's important architectural landmarks, the old Dutch house, was destroyed by the German bombs. If you visit it now, you just see trees that have come in its place. Broad Quay used to be an industrious place with many workshops. This is what Broad Quay, Bristol looks like nowadays. It has retained some of its old character, but the buildings that were once there have been demolished. Bristol Bridge had also suffered from the bombings, but the main structure remained intact and is still standing to this day, albeit in a completely different setting. The St. Philip's Bridge was completely destroyed during the bombings and had to be replaced by a new bridge. Luckily, not all of Bristol's medieval city centre was destroyed. Many buildings had only been partially damaged and can still be seen in the city today, making Bristol's character a mixture of old and new.